Hello everyone. I hope you are able to hear me. Can you guys hear me okay? All right, you can start asking the question now. What's the difference between data science and machine learning? So machine learning is used to do data science actually. Data science is something you can do in Microsoft Excel as well, but using machine learning, you can do advanced data science. I'm going to upload a video on explaining difference between data science, machine learning, deep learning, and all of that. So for mathematics, I always recommend 3B, 1B channel. So 3B, 1B is an excellent channel. You learn math from that channel and math will sound like a poetry. Okay, so I highly recommend that. Linear algebra, calculus, just learn from that channel. Great channel. Other website is mathisfun.com. So mathisfun.com. That's another great resource. Artificial intelligence is not a bubble, Ankit. I can say for sure. Um, the whole idea behind data science and artificial intelligence is to utilize the humongous volume of data to draw insights from it. And this is something like software engineering. Software engineering, when it started in 1990, people thought it's a bubble, but you see what happened from 1990 to 2020 now. It has exponentially grown. So AI and data science and all of that is going to stay here because it has a lot of power. So 100% sure it's not a bubble. Prasanna, certification is important if you do it from a reputed institution, but I do not focus too much on certification. What matters is your knowledge, what kind of projects you have done. Projects are very important, and how you perform during the interview. So your smartness matters more than the certificates that you have on your resume. I'm not saying you shouldn't get it, just try to get it, but get it from a very reputed institution. If I'm taking your interview and if you have some certificate from some Udemy course, etc., I'm not going to care about it. All right, I'm getting a lot of questions. Sorry if I missed some of them. Uh, Best way to change from econometry to data science is project. Yes, project is definitely the best way. Projects. You should be doing 6 to 10 projects at minimum. How to master pre-processing and feature engineering. Again, do a lot of projects. There are tons of feature engineering techniques. I have a tutorial playlist on how to do house prediction on Bangalore properties. So that 7 video series is something I highly recommend that you watch. It's an entire project and it covers feature engineering as well. Santanu, your company has 3 months notice period. Wow, man, what kind of company you're working in? I don't understand why companies have this long notice period. Because from my perspective, once you leave the company, once you resign, anyway, you are not going to focus in the work in that company. So I don't know why company retain you for a long time. Try to negotiate with your HR. Just tell your situation and see if they can relieve you. If they cannot, then try to talk to your HR in your new company and say, this company has a weird policy. Is it okay if I don't present my relieving letter? Aman is asking how to land a job as a fresher in data science. I have two separate video. I have a video on how do you switch to data science. I'm gonna post a link. So watch that. There are two other videos on how to learn data science for free. So watch that. Those have some guidelines. As a fresher, to be honest, to get a job as a data scientist might be difficult until you have solid background, like until you have a BS degree or you have like BS in mathematics, statistics, etc. Let's say you are a fresher in mechanical engineering and you want to go for data scientist job, is gonna be little difficult, not impossible, but definitely difficult. How can I work as a freelancer data scientist? There are some platforms such as Upwork, Freelancer, Topel. So all these platforms are excellent. So go get your profile registered there. Try to get 5-star rating by doing small projects. Initially, you might have to do small projects at a very little cost. And once you build the profile, freelancing is the best way. Actually, I know one of my subscriber. He's in third year of his engineering in Rajasthan. He's earning more than 1 lakh rupees from Upwork. Now the guy is very good in Python, but these platforms have opened up a lot of opportunities. So freelancing, I like the idea. Freelancing is probably better than going for a job because you will learn. You will be like entrepreneur. You will learn a lot. Jalvadia Sagar, sure, man. I'm working on NLP series. Give me some time. My schedule is very, very tight, believe me. And I'm gonna make full NLP series. So, but it will take some time. But that is in my plan. How should I approach algorithm and data structure? So, do some reading on algorithm and data structure first. Try to get the concept clear, and then practice the sample programming question from couple of website I can recommend. The first website is Career Cup. So careercup.com is an excellent website. This website has interview questions from big companies like Amazon, Google, Bloomberg, all of that. And the people, when they go for an interview, they come back and whatever questions were asked during the interview, they try to post it. So these are the real questions. So not only you will get an interview practice, but you will also practice data structures algorithm. Great resource. Can you post videos on how to crack interview for data science? Sure. Raghav Rahul, yeah, sure. I will post that. Samudra, how to solve Kegel problems, facing problem. That's a very vague question, buddy. You need to ask me a specific question. So for Kegel, I can give you general guidelines, like try to break down the problem into smaller tasks. So the way programming and projects work is always you take a big project, try to breaking down in a small sub projects, and then work on a very small task at a time. Do not worry about the whole picture. That is a one good approach. Should I focus on VBA for Excel or Python can do the thing? I mean, is it a substitute? Yes, VBA, Python can do the same thing that VBA can do. Okay. But if you're looking for a data analyst job, I would suggest getting VBA skills is essential because data analyst must know Excel. They should have good Excel skills for sure. But Python can definitely do all the things that you can do in VBA plus much more. Make some videos on big data hands-on. Sure, I will note it down, but right now my focus is data science, NLP. I want to upload more projects. Like I did a project on Bangalore house price prediction. I want to upload at least 5 or 10 projects because projects are very, very important. Okay. So I want to upload, that was a regression problem. I want to upload a project on classification, some recommendation system, um, maybe chatbot. Okay. So I will run a poll actually, and try to gauge your interest on what kind of projects you are interested in, and then I'll work on that. My age is 32, experience 4 year in cell. Naveen, should I learn data scientist or data analyst? My experience not waste, please. Yeah, yeah, of course. See, guys, any experience you have is going to be valuable. Data science is applicable in any domain, whether you are in mechanical engineer, sales, BCom, whatever. Domain knowledge is something that is not going to go in waste. So do not worry if you have spent 5 6 years in some other field, and if you're thinking now I want to switch. See, experience doesn't go away. You have learned those skills. Um, for Naveen, for you, I would suggest data analyst, because data scientist. See, I don't want to discourage you. You can do anything, but frankly speaking, data scientist expectations are higher actually. You have to be very good in statistics, machine learning, programming, visualization, SQL, and learning all of that is going to take time. Sometimes when you're doing job, you have 9 to 6 job, you have family. Let's say you get 1 hour daily to study, and if you're starting from scratch, learning skills for data science is going to take many years. So I suggest you target data analyst, then, because the bar for data analyst is less compared to data scientist. Again, data science for data analyst also you need to have a lot of skills, but compared to data scientist the bar is little lower, hence you can make the transition easily. And I mean, when I say easily, of course you have to do a lot of hard work, and you have to learn a lot of skills. But once you make that transition, once you have some experience, once you're in the field, once you have experience as a data analyst, now you can try to improve your skills, and then it can become your way of transitioning to data scientist. Okay, so if you have a lot of experience in some other fields, if you don't have too much time to learn the skills, I would suggest data analyst compared to data scientist. Also, in terms of learning time, let's say if you are ready to put 8 hours every day, and if you're from totally different field and you're just starting out, it will at least require 3 months even to learn data analyst skills. So data scientist, it will take even more time. Sri Lakshmi is thankful. Million, billion, and trillion time. Thank you, Sri Lakshmi. I really appreciate your words of appreciation. What are data science certification? I am not too big on data science certification. Whatever I have learned through self study and through projects. So I personally don't know what are the data science certification. And if I am interviewing a person for data science job, I will not care about any certification. I mean, that is my opinion. Okay, I only care about the performance during the interview, how well you can solve the problem, how smart you are, how well you can communicate, what is your negotiation skills, what is your convincing skills, all those matters, all those factors matter more than certifications. Now, there could be some good certification, I don't know, but if you are going for certification, go for a very highly reputed certification like the one from maybe IIT or Harvard, and something which is hard to crack. Go for that kind of thing. Or participate in Kaggle competition and get a very high rank, maybe that would count as a plus. Base tutorial in Seaborn on YouTube. Sorry, I'm not sure which one to refer. Maybe I will make something on Seaborn in future. Samudra, sure, I will try to. That's a good idea. I will note it down. I will try to solve one or two Kaggle problems, and that will be our project. Subham is asking, will you make series on custom object detection using YOL in Google Colab? Sure, I can make it. So let me do this. Let me run a poll on my channel. In a YouTube, there is a community tab where you can run the poll. So I will run the poll on my channel, and I will try to gauge interest on various projects. And the projects which I get maximum interest in, I will try to make tutorial series similar to Bangalore home price prediction. where to get base data structures and algorithm. So Rishabh, actually, I have a lot of knowledge on data structure and algorithm. Maybe let me try to make some tutorials. Until then, just YouTube, whatever you get, whatever tutorials you get with like high views and high likes, just try to follow that. I am Ankit is asking 26-year-old if he wants to know, is it a right time to learn programming? Definitely, man. 26 is very young, dude. I know my friend has 40 years of age. He started learning. He started learning at 40 years of age, and by 45, he is an excellent programmer. 26, you are too young, man. You can conquer the world. Business analyst versus data analyst versus business intelligence. So data analyst, I have a video on explaining the difference between data analyst, data scientist, and data engineer. Maybe I will make one more video on business analyst, data analyst, and business intelligence. But just to give you an idea, data analyst and business analyst intelligence and companies have role like BI analyst. Okay, BI analyst and data analyst are kind of similar. There is not much difference. Business analyst is more like, in India we have this BDM role, like business development manager. So it's a person who will do he's more on business side than technical side. Data analyst is more on technical and little bit on business. Business analyst is more on business and little bit technical. Avina started ML from scratch, learning Python with it, getting problem in my competitive programming. So the nice procedure, whenever you are facing any problem during your programming, the nice procedure is always break down the bigger problem into smaller problem. So if you're facing issue processing less than million rows in your data frame, I would try to break down that problem and reproduce it with, let's say, 100 rows. Can you do that? Okay. If you can do it with 100 rows, then you can focus, the problem becomes narrower. Another thing is debugging skills. Debugging skills in PyCharm are very important. Jupyter Notebook unfortunately doesn't allow to debug your code, but in PyCharm you can debug, you can step through the code. uh, I hope you know about conditional breakpoints. If you don't, I have a video on my channel for conditional breakpoint. Let me just post that video, because that conditional breakpoints are so useful. Debugging skills in general is very, very useful. Okay. So conditional breakpoint.
Hello?
So guys, watch this video. This and I have some other videos on how to debug. So debugging skills for any good programmer is, in my opinion, it's number one thing that you need to have. So that will help you a lot. Make a video on educational data mining. Didar, sure, buddy. I will note it down. So after this conversation is over, I'm gonna go through all the suggestions on the videos. I will note it down. I won't be able to make all of that, but I will just try to short them. And then, as I mentioned before, I'm gonna run a poll. So in that poll, make sure you guys participate, and based on the interest, I will make the tutorials on those projects. D7 is asking, mention some freelance website. I already mentioned Upwork, Freelancer, Topwell. There are many. TechReg, hello sir, how are you? My question, I have clear my 12. Oh, I'm not sure. Are you saying you're 12 years of age and still not complete my education? Can I join any institute where I can take admission on BBA? Can I go with data science? Sure, join the institute which is reputed, where you have some reference, a friend of you or someone you know has gone to that institution. Because nowadays, especially in India, So many institutions have started, and they all are trying to take money, and often the education for data science is costly. So if you're going for an institute, try to get some reviews. I mean, I don't know anything personally about like institutes. I live in US, but one thing I know that there are many organizations who are just trying to rip money out of you, and they don't provide quality education. So try to get some reference and make sure you are joining the good institute. Yes, it is asking what project can I start on my own using the knowledge I have gained in learning data science. Uh, what project can you start on your own? Well, it depends on your interest. Look through Kaggle, Google data science projects, scroll through some projects and see what projects you are getting. Um, freelancing website D7, buddy, I already mentioned. Avinash started ML from scratch, learning Python with it, getting problem in my competitive. I think I answered that. Need more projects deep learning projects with TensorFlow or PyTorch. Sure. For deep learning, there are many projects like image classification is one. Um, you can just Google through it. But if you're asking me to make it, sure. I uploaded like 3 videos on deep learning and then stopped it. So at some point, I will resume that series as well. But again, like, see, making content takes time, and I believe in making quality content. So I don't want to just make anything at my whim. So, and because of my tight schedule, it's taking time. So uh, you will have to wait for a few weeks or maybe months before I start uploading more videos on deep learning. But I definitely deep learning and LLP is something which you'll see in the near future. Saurabh is asking, recommend website for real life problems of coding. Well, you can just Google it. I don't know any specific website as such. Kaggle is something where you can practice data science problems. So that might be the answer. Started watching your Python tutorial. You said initial 16 videos. So Vakas is asking, I said initial 16 videos, then NumPy. So yeah, after you watch initial 16 videos in Python, then watch NumPy. Pandas is also important. Pandas, watch a few videos, and then just start doing the project. Sometimes I say like, okay, if you have just basic skills in programming, you should just immediately jump onto a project. And while you're working on project, whatever skills you need to acquire, you can put a pause on that project, acquire the skill, again resume the project, then again acquire skill, resume the project. So that way the a project will take time, but you will get the skills needed for a specific goal. You will have a sense of reward at the end when you finish the project. So project based learning is a very effective way of learning. I used to work for NVIDIA Graphics, and when I joined as a device driver programmer in that company, NVIDIA makes GPUs, and GPUs are used in deep learning and so on. In that company, on a very first day, I thought they will give me some training for a month or so. Very first day, my manager gave me a problem to solve. He gave me a Jira story basically, and I'm like, wow, I'm new, I don't know anything. But he said, no, you have this concrete goal in front of you. Now to solve this goal, whatever you need to learn, we have resources. Your colleagues will be very helpful. So now you ask questions and try to solve this problem. But all the time, like, they said that we expect an engineer to spend 1 month on this simple task. Now the task was very simple. For an experienced NVIDIA programmer, it would have taken only 1 day, but they expect that you spend 1 month, because by spending that 1 month, your goal is not to solve that task. Ultimately, you are solving the task, but your goal is to learn the skills. Okay. So for that reason, always like goal based learning is very effective. And when I say goal based learning, I'm saying projects. You need to have real projects in front of you all the time. Hi, sir. How to start? Nuthan Gowda is asking data science career entry level as I have 4 experience in SAP. Which companies take entry in on data science? So from if you are having some data analyst skills, then you can focus more on statistics, machine learning, and that way you can transition to data science. Do some projects in your current job, try to find a problem which can be solved using data science. And those are the even you, if you go to your boss and say, okay, I want to work on this project, he's gonna say no. You have to work on those problems during your extra time. Okay, so let's say I'm data analyst. I'm doing my 9 to 6 job and all I'm doing is reporting. Now I cannot go to my boss and say, oh, I'm interested in machine learning, give me a project. He's not going to give you that. In your extra time, you have to find a problem in your organization. Maybe you have a team of data scientists, for example, same organization. You can go to some data scientists, say, hey, I want to learn the skills, can I help you in your project? So try to help people and then show that skills to your manager, your management. And after that, what happens is they will try to recognize your skill, and those projects you can even mention on your resume. Computer vision topics, definitely I will upload. TechRez is asking, please take my question. TechRez, I think I answered one of your questions. Uh, Usama Masood is asking, is it necessary to do standardization and normalization in training machine law? Yes, standardization and machine normalization, try to do it. It will be very helpful because when your features are on a different scale, sometimes some algorithms will not work the best. So standardization and normalization, definitely try to do it. D7, buddy, I answer your question. Please do not post the same question again. Soros, please recommend website for real life problems. I think I answered that. In data science, which sections to start with a beginner? Data science, just start with the programming, statistics, SQL. Raghav Rahul, yes, I have 2 videos. I know I'm gonna upload more. Stay tuned. Difference between data science and data analyst. I have a video on explaining difference between data analyst, data scientist, and data engineer. Go watch that. Can I learn? Okay, I'm losing track. So many questions. I'm just going in a top to bottom. Do you need to learn data STR and algo to pursue career? Yes, algorithms and data structures are important. So you need to know them. It will be helpful if you make video on feature engineering. Sure, I will note it down. Feature engineering, yes. Govin, that's a good suggestion. I will make probably a complete series on feature engineering because it's a vast topic. Data analyst full series. Utkarsh, I'm focusing on data science series right now. So data analyst, yes, I will note it down, but it might take some time to make those videos. Amit, can you explain about AutoML tools and ML use case implementation? Sure, explaining that requires its own video. So again, I will post a video on that. So differentiate logistic regression, linear regression, and random forest algorithms. So I have separate videos on these 3 topics. So if you watch it, you will get an idea. The basic math being used is very different. In random forest, you use decision trees. So decision trees is like it's like if else condition type of thing. Whereas in linear regression, for example, you use gradient descent to minimize the error between the actual data points and the expected outcome. Okay, and you try to reach the global minima, the global minimum error, and try to derive a linear equation. So that's a brief difference, but if you want details, you can go watch the videos. The basic math is different. And when to use what? Well, so first of all, you are asking linear regression versus random forest. So one is regression and one is classification algorithm. So they try to solve two different problems, okay? And if you're asking between the difference between, let's say, two regression algorithms, so those are like different math techniques. Usually what people do is to solve a given problem, they use grid search CV and k-fold cross validation to figure out which algorithm will perform the best. Again, on k-fold and grid search CV, I have two very awesome tutorials. You can go watch that and you will get an idea. Using grid search CV, you can run the, let's say, 10 different algorithms with different parameters on a same problem, and you will find a score. So it will tell you which algorithm with what parameters is going to perform the best. Vakas, thank you for helpful response. It's my pleasure. NSR Krishna, we can join you on your project. Sure. Mohan Pawar, from where we can learn statistics from scratch. I have a very great link of Khan Academy statistics course, so you should watch that. That link is in my video of how to learn data science for free. So I have these three videos that I'm going to post, guys. Just watch my chat. You should watch all these three. Okay. All right, so so the first one is how to learn data science for free. This has the video description in this video has a link to statistics course from Khan Academy. It is for complete beginner, awesome course. Even a student in high school can learn it. Very simple language. He has used a lot of analogy. Start with that. Need a solid face recognition model reference, please. So reference as in, are you asking for a tutorial or some other resource? So, okay. Google released a TensorFlow 2.0 version in which they have released a new portal called, um, it's called TensorFlow Hub, TF Hub, which has some pre-trained models. So for any image recognition problem, I would suggest try to get a pre-trained model and use a transfer learning technique. Transfer learning is basically you are already picking a pre-trained brain and you are training it further using your samples. So use that. That is going to be very useful. Google has so many pre-trained models. I used one in my deep learning tutorial for text classification where they trained that model using Google News corpus. So Google News, just imagine how many articles they have used trained that model on like like huge volume of data. So, and you don't have that much computation power anyway, so it's better to use a pre-trained model and transfer learning technique possible. Again, I'm going to upload tutorial on transfer learning, but meanwhile you can just Google and learn the concept of that. Rohan Suri, can you tell some resource on making real world recommendation engine like those used? I don't. mm, just Google it. I don't have any specific resource in mind. There is a deep learning Coursera course, so I don't know if that course covers it. Again, the link of deep learning Coursera course is available in my Learn Data Science for Free video, which I posted a few minutes back. So try to use that course and see if you can get some ideas from that. Otherwise, I'm gonna make a project on recommendation engine. Satish Kumar Moparthi, I'm looking for ML and AI training and having hard time in convention with upgrade, great learning, Udrika, Jigsaw, and I know, man. I totally get it. See, the problem with online learning platforms is that their goal is commercial. They want to earn money, and I don't know. I'm not sure about the quality of instructors there. So all these platforms, Ajureka, Jigsaw, Analytics Lab, I'm not sure. It's hard. There are so many courses. First of all, there are like 20 different platforms. Each platform has like 100 different courses. So you get confused easily. There is so much video content available. So yeah, go for the one which someone else has done. Try to join Facebook groups. So there are data science groups in Facebook where there are experts available. They try to help. So ask a question there. Maybe ask a question on Quora, and they will. If someone has done an excellent course, they will try to tell you that this is a good course. Um, as far as I'm concerned, I'm a believer in self-learning, and often self-learning through like Google articles and YouTube videos and all that. So generally, I don't pay. But yeah, but that's me. But I'm not saying you should. There are some paid courses which are definitely good, but it is hard to find one. And I don't have, unfortunately, any specific suggestion. In future, I will try to maybe evaluate these courses, and I will try to see these courses myself, and maybe give you suggestion on what paid courses are the best. Prasanna, you are doing great work. Congratulations. Thanks, buddy. I love all of you guys. You guys motivate me so much whenever I see a comment like, you know, you are facing this problem and this video help you solve the problem. It gives me a lot of satisfaction. Recently, one girl sent me a message saying that she learned Python through the channel and she got a job in I think in Netherlands in some good company, and I was so touched that, you know, I'm remote. I even don't. I have not met most of you, and still I am able to make an impact. So that feeling gives me a great joy, and it keeps me motivated in doing a lot more on my channel. Which is better language? Automated trading system, VB or Python is the best, no doubt about it. Sudhir Jarubula, I am looking. What is a business email? We can reach you. I'm looking for some advisory consulting. Well, my business email is available on my channel. If you go to About page, you can access my business email. But just to be clear, I'm not offering any one-on-one classes, etc. for now, because as I said, I'm pretty busy. I have 9 to 6 job, family, and whatever time I get, I just spend on YouTube. So all my teachings are free. If you have specific question, definitely ask in YouTube channel in YouTube comment. I try to reply to as many questions as possible. But yeah, YouTube comment is the best way to reach out to me. Okay, how to become hacker at an early stage? Sri Charan, wow, man, you want to become hacker? Good idea. Yeah, sure. At an early stage, again, try to work on projects. Try to solve real life projects using programming and using other technical skills. Sometimes people ask that, okay, how do you even find this problem? So you can either work on projects by doing Google, or if you have a friend, or let's say your uncle or someone who owns a business, for example, and they all the businesses will need software, they will need data science. Okay, so you can just go to that person and say, okay, I want to learn the skills and I have some skills already, and can I help you solve your problem? Let's say you have a relative who owns a small business and they don't have a software to manage their inventory, or they don't have a software which can give them insights on their sales number and expenses, and they're maintaining all of that in Excel. You can make a simple software for them, make a simple web UI, Python flash server, you know, Python backend, which can store their business numbers into MySQL database and generate insights. So try to help businesses, try to help your relatives or anyone, or try to get in. contact with some college student, try to help them in their projects. So helping people is a best way to learn. I'm doing this YouTube channel, and many of the things even I don't know, even I am also learning as I go. But that approach has helped me improve my skills. Sometimes you ask some questions, even sometimes I don't know, but what I do is I go and figure out the answer for that question, and that improves my knowledge. So helping others is a best way to excel in your programming and data science career. Struggler vocalist is asking, I want to ask you. Oh, sorry, I lost it. Yes. Okay, sorry, I'm getting so many questions and sometimes I'm losing the track actually. Just the YouTube chat just scrolls down so fast that I missed the point that I was on. Okay, so how can I connect my model with the website? Jess, I have a project on Bangalore home price prediction. It's called Data Science Project. It's like a 7 tutorial series. I have answered exactly same question. It is an awesome project. I suggest all of you to follow that 7 part tutorial series. It is it's gonna give you complete idea on how to build a complete data science project from scratch. It has web UI, it has Python Flask server. The Python Flask server is using the model behind the scene. So it is like end-to-end process. And I'm gonna also upload a tutorial on how to deploy that project into Amazon AWS. So once that tutorial is done, the whole project will be complete. Does Excel work with big data analysis? No, because Excel has limitation on how much it can handle. Excel is good for small data sets, okay? When it comes to big data, you have to go with Python and some programming tools. Suggest some machine learning real life projects. The machine learning real life project is the 7 part tutorial series that I just mentioned. And there are many more projects that I'm going to upload. You can build chatbot, recommendation system, image classification. There are many projects. Uh, So on this chat, I have Bhavin Patel as well, who is my brother. He is an entrepreneur, a computer engineer. He runs a successful software startup in India. So listen to his advice. He is even more knowledgeable than me. So if like Bhavin replied to so many degrees comment. So yeah, whenever Bhavin Patel says something, just assume that it is something that I'm saying. Suggest real life project. Answer that. Vinay Podar. Hello, buddy. I hope you're doing good. Nirmal, I answer your question. Could you please suggest me regression time series datasets so that I can practice? So datasets are available on different website. One is Kaggle, the other is Quandle. So Quandle has some financial data sets. So check that out. Quandle, just Google like Quandle is Quandal. So let me just post a link to that website. It is a great resource for financial economic data. And when you're talking about time series and all of that, of course, financial data will be very handy to practice those problems. So I posted a link to Condal. Go check that out. Shikha is asking, I am from non-technical background. After learning data analysis in proper manner, will it be possible to get job in Canada or Germany? Wow, difficult question. Canada has a province nominee program where they invite people from uh, across the world to live into certain provinces that they have. Canada has a huge land, but the weather is so cold that there is not much human population. So Canadian government started this program few years back. I think probably that program is still running. Bhavin, you can maybe answer that question. But if that program is running, then that's a great alternate, like great option for you to migrate to Canada. They have like some provinces which are like, where there is not much human population, so they ask you to go and live there for at least few years. I think it's a 3-year time period, and then you can move to different part of Canada. So for Canada, PNP program is one option. Now I'm not sure about jobs, by the way. Canada is such, because it has less industry, number of jobs in data science, I'm not very sure. Germany, again, I'm not aware. So you, that is something you have to figure it out. Uh, in general, if you want to migrate to a foreign country from India, the best option I suggest is pursuing masters, because nowadays most of the countries don't have like immigration friendly policy, so they don't want to invite people for job especially. But going for master is a very sure and very safe way to migrate to a different country. And once you do masters, the countries offer different program. For example, in US, if you do masters, you get like 3-year OPT in STEM. So even if you don't have H1 for 2 or 3 years, you will be safe. You can do your job. And meanwhile, if you're smart enough, you will find H1. You'll find a job. Other countries, UK, Germany, will also have similar policy. So go check out, reach out to some good visa consultant. Can you please, Vinay, can you please prepare syllabus for data science? Yes, I have a data science full course playlist. So go check that out. Kira's in Hindi. So Aman, I understand I started a different channel in Hindi. So if you do like Codebasics Hindi, it has some videos, but then most of my viewers were suggesting I should focus more on English. So I'm focusing more on English channel right now. But having said that, I, as and when I get time, I will upload tutorials in Hindi as well. Sir, can I connect my model to my website? Yes, I answered that question. Govin, thank you, man. I really like, if you guys can help me answer those questions, it will be better because I'm getting just too many. How can I connect my model with my website? Okay, guys, don't do spam in. Yes, don't do, please don't spam. Okay, like just wait. I'm just going one by one. I am BSc IT with 3.8 years BPO experience. I always wanted to enter IT. Please tell, is learning Python in its library is good enough to enter? So once you are in BPO field, and if you don't have programming experience, definitely Python is the best programming language. I'm telling you. And if you don't know any programming language, just start with Python, because Python it's easy to learn. You know, so your learning curve will not be as steep as learning any other language. Start with programming. And Jay, in your job, are there any problems in your day-to-day life that you can automate using Python? So Python scripting is very useful in automating your day-to-day small task. So let's say you are doing some small tasks such as getting Excel file, doing some analysis on it. And if you're doing this manually, you can do the same thing in Python. So at your job, if you just try to identify little problems that you have and try to automate those problems into using Python. For Python, there is a great book called Automate Boring Stuff Using Python. Google it. The PDF is freely available. Try to read it. And also go through my Python tutorial list. That tutorial list I have designed for complete beginners. Even high school student can learn Python using my Python tutorial list. So definitely, it's a good idea. After you start learning Python, try to solve the problems. Real life problems and projects is the key, guys. Focus on that. Which PC is good for learning ML and DL? So for learning learning and deep learning, you need to get a PC, which I would recommend get. SSD is very important. Okay, so get solid state disk. Even if you have like 256 GB or 128 GB, that should be sufficient. 8 GB RAM is minimum, and try to get something which has NVIDIA GPU or any other GPU. Um, I would suggest i8 processor as minimum. Okay, and another thing about machine learning is you don't need to have your just a solid PC. If you have, let's say, PC which is not performing better, you can go to Collab Google, and on Collab Google on cloud you can get some resources. Now if you want to do a heavy deep learning, if you want to run heavy deep learning model, then maybe you might have to pay. But maybe paying is a better option than buying an expensive laptop. If you are doing like one time or project where you need high computation, I would just go to Amazon or Google and rent a virtual machine there. So that is one option. Renting is one option for you. Online data science master degree beneficial for long run? My short answer is no, unless it is from a very, very reputed institute, reputed and competitive. Abodueli is following me from Senegal, Africa. Senegal, wow, man, you guys have soccer team, I know, and I really appreciate what you do. I watch your videos on lot. Thank you very much. Raghu, Rahul, do you have an experience in AI? Yes, of course. Can you please prepare data science? Okay, yes, I think I answered that question. Uh, is data science software engineering? Partly. So data science requires some software engineering skills. So data science is more like 50% software engineering and 50%, well, I would say like 30-40% software engineering, remaining 30-40% statistics, math, data analysis skills, and remaining percent is for your storytelling, your communication skills. So it is a mix of different areas. Google Colab is working slower than my PC because the default machine that you get in Google Colab is, I think, 512 megabyte RAM, and it has less performance. So if you want to upgrade the performance, you might have to pay. Okay, so you can just pay, rent the machine from the cloud. If Google Colab is expensive, you can go for like cheaper cloud option. There are cheaper cloud services such as Vultr, for example, VULTR. They offer virtual machines for much cheaper rate. So try to get a machine rented for, let's say, a month or so, and while you're working on your projects, and you can just practice your deep learning there instead of, if you don't want to buy expensive laptop. Govind Swarup, God bless you. Thank you very much, buddy. Those blessings, I like it. Are you on any Slack channel? No, but let me think about it. Okay, I can try to get on any Slack channel. Best PC to learn ML and DL, I answered that. Data science project for college project. Well, there are many. Uh, Gupta Subhas, Google Colab is slow because, I mean, first of all, is your internet connection okay? And if it is okay, then the other reason is your by default machine that you get in Google Colab has less configuration. So you can upgrade it. From where you can upgrade it by, of course, you have to pay money. Where we can learn statistics from scratch, I already answered that. Um, uh, Bhavika Kapadia, how did you learn data science? I learned it through projects on my own. I did not do any course. I'm a software engineer, data engineer. My company, I work for Bloomberg here in New York. My company is a fintech company. We do a lot of financial data processing. So there is an applicability, but I'm not a data scientist. So I'm more like a data engineer and software architect. But data science I learned by solving little problems. So let's say in my job, I see a small problem which can be solved using data science. Then what I do is on my extra time, I try to solve that problem. Okay. And then once I have POC build, I present it to my manager, other stakeholders, and usually they like it. And that becomes a full fledged project. So now on my regular hours also, I can spend time. So that is the best way solving real life projects, real life data science problems. Data analysis. Okay. Working. Can we have a series working on collab notebooks? So I have tutorials on Jupyter Notebook. I have like 2 or 3 tutorials on Jupyter Notebook. What's that? I think those tutorials should be enough. Google Colab is ultimately your notebook. Okay. So, but yeah, I mean, if you want to get an idea on the Colab options, UI, Drive, etc., I can make one. So I will note it down and I will upload like one tutorial on that. Rohan Suri, your channel is good. Thank you very much. Nirmal Singh, please, I request you not to spam. I already answered your question. Pravir Saxena, tell me what do if you get negative R2 score. Okay, I need to look into that. I don't have an answer. Maybe I'll try to get an answer on that and post maybe a separate video on that. Okay, Hindi series. So Saurabh, yeah, Hindi series, buddy. As I said, majority of my subscribers are from English, so my main focus will always remain English channel. But Hindi, definitely, I'll try to upload as and when I get time. Pranav, thank you. Pranav is a good friend of mine. Pranav Trivedi. Uh, I'm looking for ML and AI training and having hard and okay, I answered that question. So yeah, see Lakshmi, your concern is valid. I had a NumPy video which Edureka guys shamelessly copied. Okay, Edureka doesn't have any shame. If you guys are listening, you guys are copy cat. Okay, so they are copying my content. So guys, if you feel that they are uh, I actually filed a legal complaint also in YouTube, but YouTube is also not good in handling these kind of issues. But if you just go and downgrade those guys, because those guys are stupid and they just copy shamelessly. I mean, I was so disappointed. Post in Facebook and yeah, Facebook and Quora, Facebook groups are great. So just try to use Facebook groups, try to use Stack Overflow. Uh, I suggest that in Stack Overflow, you should ask questions as well as you should try to help people. If you read a question on Stack Overflow, you don't know the answer, then try to find the answer. Spend some time. That way, you will build your skill, you will build your reputation. And nowadays, for hiring, companies use Stack Overflow reputation. I hope you know that. If you go to any company in your resume, the first line is okay, Stack Overflow. This is my rank. This is my Stack Overflow point. All right, there it will make a big impact. So the whole hiring procedure is changing. Okay, it doesn't matter now. It's not like which college you got your degree on. It is like Are you on these forums? Do you have online presence? What is your Stack Overflow rank? What is show me some projects on GitHub. um, have you contributed to open source? Contributing to open source is also a good idea. Don't think that you need to be an expert. Sometimes you can just help in open source by updating their documentation. Even on documentation, those guys need help. So go to GitHub Pandas or NumPy or Scikit-learn and try to help in contributing to open source. It is going to be great for you. You will do a lot of learning. It is going to look good on your resume, and also you will build connections with awesome people. Initially, which programming language to learn? Python, Java, C++, or any other? Guys, Python is the answer. Do not waste your time in Java and C++. Make video on Google Colab. Fourth year. Saksham Agrawal is fourth year doing internship in Paris. I plan to do MS, but the problem is that I don't want to do it from USA due to money constraints. So is Germany a good option? Frankly speaking, I don't know much about Germany computer science opportunities, but Germany as a country, I have a lot of respect. It's great in engineering. It has big companies like SAP, etc. So it could be a good option. The thing that you want to look for is after you do MS, do they have any OPT opportunities or job opportunities? Because uh, after doing MS, you definitely want to do job for at least few years in that country. So if you have good job opportunities, if the immigration policy is friendly, definitely go for it. Also, if you want to do USA, it's an option as well. For money problem, you can get a loan easily. Nowadays, banks will easily give you a loan. And after you do MS, if you are good enough, you can get 2 or 3 year OPT. So you can pay off your loan easily. So I don't think money should be a big issue if you want to pursue your master from USA. Most of the people feel that way, but after they come here, they usually get part-time job while they're studying. And also after the study is over on OPT, you can pay off your debt. Vikram Singh Rathore is saying, I have developed skill as a data analyst, but still not getting opportunity due to old background. Okay, I understand your concern, and sometimes I totally see that it could be difficult, especially in India. The employers, HRs are kind of many times they are biased. They look at your old background, but don't get demotivated. In your current job, if you have any opportunity of working on data science project, keep on doing that. Do more and more projects. Try to contribute to open source. Okay, anyone can do it. As I said, you can even help them in changing documentation. You can start there, and then they have some bugs which might be like one line code change, so try to help them in that way. And when someone receive a resume saying that, okay, I have contributed to pandas, it's gonna make a big impact. They will invite you for the interview. So you have to do some non-traditional things such as kaggle competition, try to get a rank, try to build your profile on Stack Overflow. And other than job, guys, like in India, we have this trend of just thinking in terms of job. Like, how about freelancing? Upwork, freelancer, so many platforms. Five Air, there is a yeah, there are so many platforms. So try to do freelancing. Why do you have to depend on someone to give you a job? If you become freelancing, is gonna be even more worthwhile experience. Will hard disk work in SSD? Hard disk will work, man, but I don't like it. If someone gives me a computer which doesn't have SSD and it has hard disk, I say no. Basically, I say no, I cannot work on a computer. It is just boring. Rishabh Maheshwari, sure. Data structures, algorithms. I will definitely add videos on that. I am taking your point very seriously. Can we get a job if we do not have graduation degree? Yes, of course you can get a job. It might be difficult because of the bias. If you are in India, as I said, it generally sometimes employers have bias, so might be difficult, but you can definitely get a job. Here in US, they don't even look at degree. I have a colleague of mine who comes with me during interviews, and those guys doesn't have a degree. He studied in first year in college and then he dropped out, and when he applied in my company, they interviewed and he got hired. He's very successful in my company right now. But that is US. India, things are little different, but not impossible. So stay positive. Could you make tutorial on ETL? Yes, I will do that. Bhajan Jason, I am Rudra. Hi Rudra. Ankit, role of neuroscience in further development. Oh, absolutely. Neuroscience requires like huge volume of data processing. AI has an applicability in any field, okay? But AI has more applicability where traditional computing algorithms cannot perform the best, and also where the data volume is high. Does hackathons, code competition pays us real money? Sri Charan is asking this question. Yes, it is indirect. Look, you participate in hackathon, you participate in code competition, you get a, like Google, there is like Google code competition, and sometimes people get like higher rank. That will help you because once you put that on your resume, it's gonna be very beneficial in your job. Okay, if you have Upwork profile, and if I have Upwork profile with saying that a Google code competition I ranked in first five, people will be more willing to give you a project. So indirectly it earns you money. Divyans Gehlot, can I ask you a question? How and where you started your journey? Sure. So I'll probably make a video on my background. So I started as a software engineer in India. I graduated from DDIT Engineering College in Nadiad, Gujarat. I worked in Ahmedabad for 2 years, then 2 years in Pune, NVIDIA. Then I came US. I've been with Bloomberg for last 10 years. It has been amazing journey, and most of the things I have learned by helping people. Guys, helping people is very important. They say that the best way of learning something is to start teaching, and I experienced that through my YouTube channel. Whatever I'm teaching you, I was not an expert in all those things, but I was expert in certain areas, but certain other areas I learned, and I uploaded videos, and that's how I learned it. So if you want to gain knowledge in some technologies or skills, right, try to help people, whether in your job or on Stack Overflow or on Facebook group. Just just give, and the things will come back. It will be multiplied when it comes back to you. Barongo saying, I am master in data science in Italy, but it was so theoretical. I am considering another master to build my skills. Sure, consider another master, but make sure that that is not theoretical again. Okay, so you have to revise the curriculum, make sure they have enough project, real hands-on project work, and only after decide to pursue that. Vakas, definitely. I will have another session. I'll talk about my journey. I have so many things to share, by the way. I have a very, very interesting story. I'll tell you. You're gonna like it. Please upload. I'll tell you the story of how I started my YouTube channel, but it will be on some other time. ML deploy model deployment. Yes, Ravi, I'm starting ML deploy model deployment tutorial. I'm in fact working on making content right now. it should be ready in a week or two. Okay. Is DS bootcamp sufficient to go into industry? Mm, I need to review the content, which bootcamp you're talking about. Okay. Working on some good projects. I would say 6 to 10 projects. Okay, guys, work on projects. Projects is extremely important. Java is so big. How to know what to learn and what not to learn? So that's a good question. It depends on your area, like what area you are targeting. Okay, so if you are targeting, let's say you want to become a data engineer. Now, for data engineer, the most popular framework is Spark. Now, Spark is usually you need to use either Scala or Java for Spark. There is PySpark as well, but Java is more popular. So in that case, if you are targeting for data engineer role, then you need to learn the those aspects of data engineering in Java. Java is also a big language, right? So it has many aspects. So depending upon what field you want to go, what area you're targeting, either you're targeting application programming, backend processing, database engineering. So it depends. But yeah, you should start with basics, of course. Basics, Java, get the basics clear, and then uh, you can progress further. It has so many things. It has like Spring. It has so many things in it. So Bhajan is saying, did you ever fail? Yes, man. If you meet anyone who is even a little successful and if he says he did not fail, he's lying. I have had moments where my program is not working and it is just stupid one line code change and I would be struggling for hours and hours and hours. Okay. So I am a software engineer for past 15 years and I have gone through so many frustration, pain points, so many failures, disasters. But the key is try to learn from disaster. Ray Dalio is a Bridgewater associate founder. It's the biggest hedge fund in US. Try to read on Ray Dalio. Ray Dalio has some great inspirational story on how to fail and then learn from failure. He has this favorite quote called pain plus reflection is equal to progress. Whenever you are failing, when you are facing pain, reflect, why am I failing? Okay, what can I do better? And next time try to improve a little bit. Okay, humans are very good in adapting and improving and learning from mistakes. you know that is in our DNA. So if you fail, don't worry, do not worry, try to learn and you will be successful. Just make it a habit, make yourself a learning machine. Okay. Also, I always talk about programming and all that, but I want to take this moment to suggest you three great books which changed my life forever. Okay, if you don't read Python, if you don't learn Python, data science is going to be okay, but I suggest that read these 3 books. First book is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Second book is The Magic of Thinking Big. Third book is Rich Dad Poor Dad. First 2 books are on self development, communication, how to be successful in your life, work life, personal life. Third book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, is on investment and money. So those 3 books, guys, read it. Your life will be changed forever. Amazing, magic books. All right, guys, now it's almost 1 hour and 15 minutes. Sorry if I couldn't answer some of your questions, but I'm planning to do more of this live Q&A session. This was my first session. I really enjoyed. Thank you very much, all of you who joined. I'm going to do more sessions. This time I will make sure I do it on weekend. So maybe I will do it on maybe on Saturday at 9 o'clock when it is 9 o'clock in India. It is 10:30 in US. So internationally, for all the viewers, that time might be more convenient. So I will try to do that. I will announce it on my channel. Keep learning, keep your spirits high. Read those 3 books that I suggested. I'm gonna post it in the chat. So let me just write it. The Magic of Thinking Big, How to Win Friends and Influence People. And the third book is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. All right. Thank you. I will end it now. Bye.